Halo, selamat bergabung di acara online series khusus untuk beasiswa LPDP StuNed. Nama saya Inti, saya koordinator promosi pendidikan di Nuffic Neso Indonesia. Untuk ngetes apakah suara saya kedengeran dengan jelas atau tidak, saya mau mengajukan satu pertanyaan. Mohon angkat tangan. Apakah di sini Sobat Neso sudah menjadi follower @studi di Belanda, Instagram @studi di Belanda? Siapa di sini yang sudah jadi follower Instagram @studi di Belanda? Baru satu orang? Oh my God, ternyata tidak banyak yang jadi follower. Siapa nih yang angkat tangan itu tadi ada Adibah, terus ada yang turun. Tadi udah angkat terus turun lagi. Sebetulnya saya pengen ngasih hadiah buat yang angkat tangannya paling cepat. Jadi nanti yang di sini yang saya lihat yang angkat tangan Adibah, silahkan kontak WhatsApp Nuffic Indonesia, kasih alamatnya kita akan kirim apa namanya merchandise Nuffic Indonesia. Okay, we have a guest here, Marisa from Rotterdam University of Applied Science. Selamat sore untuk Sobat Neso. Good morning for Marisa in the Netherlands.
Hi
Hi
everyone,
Marisa.
good afternoon.
You can turn on your camera now. Yeah. Marisa is the International Recruitment Officer, at Rotterdam University of Applied Science, of course, in Rotterdam, in the Netherlands. Yeah. So today, the topic today, Marisa will inform us about uh, about the University of Rotterdam, of course, in general. And especially, I think it will be interested to share with us about the program, entrepreneurship and also maritime and logistics. Why these two programs? Because these two programs is eligible for the scholarship Nuffic, LPDPs, OKP-LPDP StuNed scholarship programs. And one of the requirements to apply for this scholarship, everyone knows, is having the LOA from university. So I think the participant here really have a short time because the deadline is end of this month to apply to Rotterdam University of Applied Science. And yeah, because of that, I think your information will also help them in preparing what need to be sent. So without further ado, Marisa, I think you can open your mic now and take over the screen. So the screen is yours.
Yes, of course, super. Thank you, Inti. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. My name is Marissa. I'm one of the representatives here at Rotterdam University of Applied Sciences. And today I'll be sharing information with regards to the programs that we offer, in particular the two master programs that qualify for this scholarship, which is Consultancy and Entrepreneurship and Shipping and Transport. Before I delve deeper into the university and the programs, I very quickly wanted to touch upon this slide with you. I'm sure that by now everyone is familiar with the education system here in the Netherlands. We have universities of applied sciences and research universities. Both universities are really good. They're exactly the same in terms of level and quality, but the approach is very different. So if you were to study a master program at a research university, it's more academic, more theoretical. If you study a master program at a University of Applied Sciences like us, it's more practical, more profession oriented, and really prepare you to take the next step in your career after graduation. So it's really about which type of university fits you best. Are you someone who likes to work on your own and who likes to delve deeper into the theory? Then a research university is a good fit. Are you someone who likes to work on real problems in groups with real companies? Then the University of Applied Sciences is a better fit. So that's just something for you to think about and to consider. Every year we have a lot of international students coming to the Netherlands, mainly because the Netherlands is a very international country, big export country. These are some of the brands that are I'm sure, quite familiar to you all. But the reason why we have so many international students is because we have a lot of English taught programs and also a lot of opportunities when it comes to finding a job, finding a part-time job, finding a full-time job after graduation. So we are located in Rotterdam. It's in the western part of the country, where the majority of the population lives, in the four big cities. Rotterdam is the second city in the Netherlands, but it's really perfect when it comes to business and shipping and logistics, because we are home to Europe's largest port. So that creates a lot of opportunities for students when it comes to finding a job, finding a company to do an assignment for, finding a job to write their thesis for. And it's also a very diverse, very multicultural city. It's home to people from over 174 different countries. So it's pretty much the entire world in one city. So that's quite special. Our students love the city because they can have a really nice balance between studying and having a nice social life. A lot of our students have part-time jobs, even though they don't speak the local language, which I think is quite unique when you move to a new country. Lots of things being organized throughout the year within the city, within the university. So it's just a very nice environment to be in as an international student. As we are a University of Applied Sciences, we have a very hands-on, practical, profession-oriented approach. So that means working on groups, working on real cases, as you saw in the video. The video showed the pressure cooker week, where we work with an organization, can be a company, can also be a non-profit organization, as you saw in the video. This time our students worked with the municipality of Rotterdam on a sustainability assignment. And also all of our lectures are from the business field or from the shipping field or logistics. So they have all broad international networks and experience that they bring into the classroom, which is really valuable. Speaking of the classroom, we have a very international classroom that applies to both the business master program and also the shipping program. For business, it's around 50 to 80% of our students that is international, come from over 60, 70 different countries. And for shipping and transport, it's at least 60% is international, comes from European countries, but also outside of the EU. So we're also very proud to be able to offer such an international environment, because that's extremely valuable, because in that way you also learn from each other and not just from your lectures. All right, so let's move on to the programs. For this scholarship, we have two programs that qualify. First up is Consultancy and Entrepreneurship. It's a one-year program. It's quite intense because it's just 1 year. It's a lot of group assignments. It's working with group companies, as you saw in the video. The second semester or second half of the program, you have an opportunity to choose electives. So you can decide if you want to focus more maybe on finance, or you want to focus more on marketing, for example. So that's also a really nice way to have some flexibility in the program. What's important to know is that it's really intensive, and because of the group work, it's really for students who like to work in groups, who like to work on assignments. Of course, you will write a graduation assignment in the end, although we call it business solution design, so we don't call it thesis, but you do write that assignment for a company. And who knows what happens if you perform well at that company after graduation. Lots of opportunities during the program, working together with with universities from different countries, working together with international companies. So it's just a really valuable experience. And in the end, of course, you will get the Master of Science title. Yeah, this is really a great versatile program, but very intensive. Then we have shipping and transport, and shipping and transport also qualifies for the scholarship. Of course, in the Rotterdam area with the port, this is really the perfect program. It will also be at a really nice location next to the river, so you also have a really nice overview of all the ships and all activities that are going on in the port. It's also a lot of group work. What's nice about this program is that we, in the classroom, we have not only students coming from a shipping background, also students who have a different background can apply for this program, because it really focuses on shipping and transport management. So really management skills that we will teach you. And in the end, there's also a graduation assignment, a thesis that you will write for a company. Then there's also international supply chain management. Unfortunately, it doesn't qualify for this particular scholarship, but I do want to mention it because it is one of the master programs that you can choose from. Also very intensive, and also there is a graduation assignment in the end, which you will write for a company. Since we're University of Applied Sciences, there is a lot of applying going on in the programs. We do that through inviting guest speakers, do a pressure cooker as you saw in the video, participate in an international project, write your graduation assignment. Of course, a lot of company visits and a lot of assignments happening. So it's not like you are sitting in your classroom from 9 to 5. You are busy with your program 40 hours per week, but it's a really nice mix. So, for example, in the morning, you do have a class from 9 to 11, and then in the afternoon, you have to work on a group assignment, or you go on a company visit, or we have a guest speaker coming in. So it's really diverse. Every year we have for consultancy and entrepreneurship and for supply chain, we have a pressure cooker, and you can see that every year we have a different topic, always related to sustainability. Last year's pressure cooker was together for consultancy was with the municipality, and for supply chain it was about charging electric vehicles, because the issue was that we do want everyone to drive an electric car, but there's not enough charging stations. So how do we deal with that? That was a typical logistic assignment. And I think in a couple of weeks, the new pressure cooker will start, but I'm not sure yet what the topic will be. All right, when it comes to entry requirements, what you need to get into the programs is a related bachelor degree. So for the business programs, that means a business-related bachelor degree, or a bachelor degree related to something else, but you do have at least 2 years of work experience. And then for shipping and transport, it's a related bachelor degree or work experience, so very similar requirements. Then we also require an English test, of course, so that would be IELTS, TOEFL, or Cambridge. And then we ask you to include a CV and a motivation letter. The application deadline is the 1st of May. So still some time to apply. And application to any Dutch university starts in StudyLink, studylink.nl, before the 1st of May. And after that, we will ask you to email your application documents to the admissions team. The admissions team will process everything, and then we will ask you to participate in a Teams interview with one of my colleagues to go over your motivation and to make sure that this is really the right program for you. So it's really focused on you making the right decision for yourself. And of course, it's also a really nice opportunity to ask any questions that you have at that time. After that, the student support team takes over with regards to the visa and the residence permit. In the Netherlands, only universities can apply for your permit and your visa. And we will also inform you about dormitory registration. As mentioned in the video, housing is quite difficult in the Netherlands, especially in the bigger cities. So we always recommend our students to do both, register for the dormitories, and at the same time start looking for alternative options for a plan B, because the dormitories are very limited. Before summer break, we will also invite you to participate in Introduction Week, which happens end of August. And then first week of September is when classes start. So that's a little bit of the timeline that you can expect. A financial overview, I think also good for you guys to see, is that in addition to the tuition fee, average cost per month is around 1,200 euros, including rent, doing groceries, going out. So this is what you can expect in terms of finances. Rotterdam is a super nice city to be in as an international student. We share our campus with Erasmus University. Be aware that this campus is where the business programs are at. Consultancy and Entrepreneurship is located at the campus next to Erasmus University. Shipping and Transport is located a little bit more to the west of the city. So that's around a 20-minute bike ride from this campus. But it's nice to know that you can, for a very reasonable fee, you can make unlimited use of the sports center. They just opened a brand new sports building next door. So that's really nice to do in your free time. And I think I'm almost at the end of the presentation. If you want to find out more information, there is a lot of webinars on YouTube. So if you go to YouTube, Rotterdam Business School or Rotterdam University of Applied Sciences, you'll find all webinars that are there. If you want to meet with one of us online, then you can schedule a session. So yeah, I think I'm going to leave it at that. Inti, I don't know if there are any questions that students would like to ask.
Yeah, if anyone would like to ask question or discuss something to Marisa, please raise your hand virtually, and then I'll invite you to open your mic. Or if not, you can also just type your questions here. Well, Marisa, while waiting, it is really interesting to know more about Rotterdam University. I'm curious about this study program. Does it require working experience, for example? Or fresh graduates
No,
are also invited to apply?
yeah, of course. Yeah. So for the business master programs, if you have a related degree in business administration or marketing or something else, then you can just start directly with the program. But sometimes we do have students who have a degree in, for example, engineering or something else that is not necessarily related to consultancy and entrepreneurship, but they have been working in the field for at least 2 years, and then you can also apply for it.
So if the previous background is not related to the program, then it requires working experience. But
Yeah,
if not,
exactly.
but how about if people would like to change their subject? For example, they are taking, let's say, electrical engineering, and
Mhm.
they would like to, oh no, I think shipping is more interesting. Is that still
Yeah.
possible? Or yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. So we offer a pre-master. It's 6 months, and it's meant for students who would like to change their major. So exactly, if you have a bachelor degree completely unrelated and you don't have any work experience, then a pre-master could be a solution.
Okay, so the pre-master organized by the RBS, yeah, Rotterdam Business School,
Yeah,
or
by
let's say
RBS.
Erasmus, yeah.
Yeah.
And then how long does it take usually when the student drop their application until they get the LOA? Because I know that the deadline will be in May, but the deadline for this scholarship will be end of this month. Do you think the student will have a chance to get this LOA in such a short time? I think, yeah.
Yeah, currently the admission scheme is quite fast, so it's within 4 weeks at the
Ah,
moment.
okay.
So I'm sure that will be fine.
Yeah, then yeah, who are interested here. And then well, I don't know what kind of program are these participants are interested in. Shall
Yeah,
I
I'm also
invite one of,
curious.
pardon?
Yeah, yeah, I'm also
Yeah,
curious
yeah,
to hear. Yeah.
yeah, I'm curious here. Shall I pick randomly the participant here? I hope they are not shy to open their mic. Yeah. Okay, I'll start with Muhammad Farhan. Would you dare to open your mic? I would love to hear your interest here. Muhammad Farhan. mm, uh, no reaction or any volunteer.
Yeah, I'm
If
very
Muhammad
curious, guys. Maybe one of you can just let us know what program you would be interested in.
Yeah, because okay. First of all, I would like to ask the participant here whether are you rely on the scholarship or you also have, I don't know, plan to, for example, from other source of funding. If do you plan for scholarship, could you raise your hand if you are rely on the scholarship program? Yeah, there is only one. Dita. Okay, Dita. Uh, Dita, is it from the OKP-LPDP scholarship program or you also think from other source of funding? Could you open the mic, Dita?
Yeah,
Diva, I'm
hello.
sorry. Hi, Diva. Yeah,
Hi.
hi.
Okay,
So,
hi.
you plan to yeah, to apply for the scholarship, and of course for applying for the scholarship, especially for the LPDP OKP
Yes.
scholarship, you have to get an LOA. So do you
Yes.
really plan for the scholarship or you just would like to browse for any opportunity?
My first plan, of course, is for the LPDP OKP scholarship. But if I receive the LA after March, maybe I will try to find another scholarship.
Yeah, you have to hurry. Okay, so which program are you interested in? Entrepreneurship or logistic?
Logistics.
Ah, I see. And you have work experience or not yet?
Yeah, well, I already have working experience. I'm looking for the government, but
Ah,
mostly I'm handling about investment. So logistic is one of main what you can say consideration for investor in Indonesia. So I think that it will be useful to learn about logistics.
I see, I see. Yeah, nice to know you. If you have any questions, Marisa is here.
Uh,
I mean,
I, I have a question. I drop it in the chat box, but maybe I can ask
sure.
here.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
If
yeah,
we want to
true.
have the LOA before the end of March, when is the maximum deadline for us to send the application for the LOA? Like, do you have just for what is it? Kira-kiranya
Well,
aja.
a kind of clue,
Prediction,
Marisa.
yeah,
A
because
clue
I
when
just
should be
started.
the latest. If you know
Yeah.
what we would like to have, right? An LOA before end of March, because then we would have the chance to apply for the scholarship. But now it's almost, I mean, the first week of March of is already over. Have you got your IELTS test or not,
I
Dita?
already
Diva?
have. I already have
Ah, okay. And then you already have all the requirement that mentioned by
all the
Marisa?
requirement except for the LOA.
Yeah, and you also
Okay.
sent everything to the admissions team, Diva.
I haven't sent to the admission. I'm still working on my motivational letter.
Yeah, but then I would do it ASAP. And please, in your email to the admissions team, mention that you applied for this scholarship so that they can process
Mhm.
your, so
Oh,
they can
okay, I
process
see. So I
everything in
have to
time.
mention. Okay, I see.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I make a note.
And
Yeah, because Marisa, because the step is they have to fill in the study link, right? In the study link, there is no email exchange there. So after we
Hey.
DIFA, for example, apply in the study link, then DIFA has to drop an email to the international office or
yeah,
how?
I
Yeah.
just found out today that have to apply for the LA in different emails. I thought that we only have to apply from the student link from the website.
No, so
You know
every
the.
university has their own application process.
Oh, okay.
To make it even more difficult. So StudyLink is actually the only centralized part of the whole
Oh,
application
okay. So
process.
it's
After
different
that,
from the link,
it's
right?
different for every university. So for us, you would need to email your documents to the admissions team.
Oh, okay.
If you mentioned there that you applied to the scholarship, I see the admissions team next week, so then I will also mention it, and then we can do our best to process it in time.
Okay. And a second question, the application process only by email. Is there any interview or another test for the
Yeah, so after they've processed your application, there's an interview,
sorry.
and after that, they will send you the conditional admission email.
Conditional?
But what the scholarship application, one of the requirement is unconditional letter of acceptance. So if it is
Yeah,
still
but
conditional,
then we have to
he won't get
discuss.
eligible.
We have to discuss that, Inti, because I'm sure you know that universities do not, or at least we don't issue that by default. So we would have to discuss that.
Well, if the conditional is based on, for example, financial or things that can be solved by the institution, then it's okay. But if why it is still conditional, Marisa?
It's conditional because of the visa that needs to be applied for, because of the tuition fee that needs to be paid. So how it works with us is that you can only ask for an unconditional, which means a letter of enrollment after the program has started. But I'm sure we can figure something out.
Yes. Yes, Diva, it is still eligible for that. If it is the conditional because of the visa and because of the tuition fee, then it's fine. Because sometimes conditional because of IELTS, for example, or because of
no.
study background, need a pre-master, that is not eligible for this scholarship program.
LPDP will accept the conditional LA?
I assume you do, Inti.
Yeah, it is a joint scholarship program. Of course, we will inform them. I mean, we will check both of us will check of all of the application. Yeah. So when they said unconditional, it is unconditional because of the background study. For example, Marisa told me before that if the background study is not matched, then you have to do a pre-master, for example. If that's the case, if your conditional is that's case, then you will not be eligible for the scholarship program.
Okay.
If it is only about the visa and then the financial matter, then it doesn't.
That's
matter.
The only thing. Yeah. Okay, that's good. So we got that cleared up.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, Mbak Diva, semangat. Do you have any other questions for Marisa?
I think that's enough for now. Oh, maybe do you have any, I don't know, some kind of clues for the motivational letters? What kind of thing that I should emphasize in the letter?
I think for us it's important that the type of university, so applied sciences, so that approach that we have, group work, hands-on, practical, that's really good fit for you. And I think I would definitely address that in the letter.
Oh, okay. Why this course is matter for me? Okay, thank you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Thank you, Diva, for sharing your concern. Okay, any other participant who would like also to use this opportunity to discuss with Marisa? Shall I call one of you? Faisal has a problem with his mic, so cannot working at the moment. So it's fine, Faisal. But if you would like to, if it is working now, then you can simply raise your hand and then open it. Okay, I'll call a guy here. Name sounds like Dennis Omandi. Would you like to discuss anything with Marisa or what do you think? Oh, Faisal is raised her hand. Okay. Okay, karena because Faisal raised his hand first, then I'll give the mic to Faisal, and if Denny later on would like also to discuss something with Marisa, I'll give you the chance also, Denny. Okay, Faisal, you can turn on your mic.
Hi, Marisa. Good afternoon, I guess.
Good afternoon, Faisal.
Such a great presentation from you. Thank you for that. So I'm Faisal from Polytechnic Negeri Batam. So I'm majoring logistics now. And I really want to deepening my knowledge about the Rotterdam Smart Port. As we know that Rotterdam is one of the great smart port in the world, right? And I would like to know about the program, or is there any master program that specifically learn about it, and also the scholarship. and what the requirements like, you know, to learn about it. Is there any specific that programs that learn about the smart port? So, thank you.
Sure. Well, when it comes to the scholarship, I think it's just shipping and transport that that qualifies for the scholarship, and that is in line with logistics. Of course, we also have a master program in international supply chain management, which does not only focuses on the port and maritime, but just transportation of goods in general, whether that's by ship or by plane or by bus. But the only thing is that that master program does not qualify for this scholarship. So those are the two options that you have, I think.
All right. Thank you for the answer, Marisa. Thank you
Sure.
so much.
But does RBS has their own scholarship program, Marisa?
Yeah, so we have the OTS. It's not as much as this scholarship. It's around 3,000 euros discount that students get. But yeah, Faisal, that might be an option for you. I will share the link with you.
Okay.
1 second, I just have to find it. That's and the OTS scholarship is also for international supply chain management. So I've put it here in the chat.
Right.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Marisa.
Thank you again, Marisa.
Yes.
Thank you,
happy
Faisal. Good luck.
Thank you. Thank
Um,
you.
Yeah. Any participant who would like also to discuss anything with Marisa? Okay. Well, that is interesting. Marisa, it is a very, how do you call it? Short program, I think, 1 year for a master program, and you have to do an assignment at the company
Yeah.
for your final project. So it means there is no kind like internship in the middle, right? There is no time for that.
No time for that now.
No time. So it will be only how long usually the project in the company? I mean to finish their thesis. I don't know how do you call it. I mean final project.
Their graduation assignment. Yeah, it's for it's a couple of months. I think for this group, it's now February, so they are now going to start with their graduation assignment, and then it needs to be finished before summer. So that's a little bit, so a couple of months, definitely. And we used to call it graduation thesis. They are now sort of transitioning into a graduation portfolio where they do not only look at the assignment, but also your soft skills, your leadership skills, because in the end, we do prepare you for a managerial position after this program, but definitely a couple of months in the second semester.
Does the university also help the student in finding the place for their final project, or the student has to find it by themselves?
We can definitely help you. I mean, we have a very broad network internationally, also because of our teachers. But most students do have something in mind that they really want to work for, especially the classical consultancy firms like PwC, Accenture. Some students have really set their mind on that. And then, of course, you know, you're more than welcome to do that. Other students might struggle maybe a little bit more, and then we can help them. But in the end, everyone needs to do it. So everyone will find a company to work for.
Yeah, because one of your objective is to link the student with the company, so then the students can have, I mean, can have the opportunity to find, good job opportunity, job for them. But how if the student change their mind? For example, after they study their master and they would like to continue to the PhD program, is there any case that you can share with us? For example, are this master program being accepted for the PhD program, or they have to do kind of pre-PhD?
That I'm not entirely sure of, because PhDs are usually offered by research universities, as I'm sure you know. That's probably why you're
Yeah,
asking.
I know. Yeah, and usually why I'm asking, because they usually ask about the research experience, and in this
Yeah.
program there's not kind of research, but yeah, it's a project. So
Yeah.
but is
Yeah,
it also
I'm not.
possible for the student to choose for their final project to do a kind of research, or it should be at the company or combined?
I think, well, there is a research component, of course, not as intense as if you were to study at a research university. So that's also why I'm not sure if with this master degree you can directly start with a PhD. I don't think so, to be honest, but I think students would need to check that with that particular research university, what the requirements are. But I think in the end, if you do want to do a PhD, then I would say do a master's degree at a research university, not at a University of Applied Sciences, because the end goal is different. For us, the goal is to prepare you for a leadership position in a company where you can actually translate trends and opportunity to daily work, daily tasks. And if you really want to go for a PhD, then please, I would say, go to a research university. That's a better path to take.
Nice. Okay. Is there any other participant who, because I don't want to monopolize to dominate the mic, because it is always nice to talk to people, but I'm afraid that I dominate the mic. So back to the participant again. Is there anyone who would like to ask something to Marisa or discuss something?
Yeah, can also,
Yeah.
I mean, can also be about something else, not necessarily related to the program, also can relate to the country, or any questions or concerns that you have.
Well, actually, I'm curious also about the dormitory, because for me, this is the first time that I heard about dormitory in the university.
issue.
Usually, we call it a student flat and not a dorm. So, do
Yeah.
you really have a dormitory for your students, or how does it work? Or it's like a student flat? It's similar.
Yeah,
or-
it's there are a few buildings that we rent rooms for our students. And most of the buildings are around a 10-minute bike ride from the university, from the master's program. The shipping program is a little bit further away, but still, I mean, everyone bikes here or uses public transportation. I mean, I wouldn't bike in Jakarta or any other city like that, but here you can safely. But yeah, the dormitories are just very limited. I mean, housing is an issue in the Netherlands. I mean, that's just how it is.
That's a
So
national challenge.
yeah, that's just a national challenge in any big city. So yeah, that's why we always say, okay, make sure to register for the dormitories, which will be possible from mid-May. So usually we send everyone an email with the exact day and time. Be aware it's going to be Dutch time. So there's a 6-hour difference. And then at the same time, we also recommend everyone to look for an alternative option. We have many international students here, many Indonesian students here. So make sure to use your network and to connect with current students that are here to see if they have any tips or tricks.
How much is the dormitory rent per month?
At least
average.
500 euros per month.
Okay.
And it goes up to 850. Yeah, so it's
Depends
quite
on the type of the room.
depends on where, type of the room and where you are.
The location.
Yeah.
Okay. From your first observation, when student applying to your program, I mean, well, especially for entrepreneurship or logistics, of course, not everyone getting accepted. You have to reject some of them. In which part usually most students being rejected because of what? I mean, based on the statistic or your observation.
Well, I think the benefit of being in the Netherlands and being part of this Dutch education system is that everyone who qualifies, so by qualifies I mean who has a bachelor degree or work experience, one of the two, and then also the sufficient English test result, which is in most cases the case. then you can start with the program. What sometimes happens, but I have to be honest, that has not happened with any Indonesian students, I think, is that we speak to students during the interview, and sometimes we do notice that students want to come to university for different reasons, and not necessarily for studying, but for for just being here and working here. That also happens, and in that case, we do reject them. But
you see that from the motivation statement, or what?
For the motivation side, yeah, because but I have to say that my experience with the Indonesian students has been really well. I mean, they're well prepared, well informed, and know what to expect, which is of course the whole reason we do these interviews, because we want to make sure that your expectations will be met, that you are well prepared, that you know what to expect, that you'll be happy and successful here. Because we know from research that students who are better prepared are more successful. Yeah, so it's more from the motivational side.
I see. And how about the rate of graduation? Is there many students who has difficulty to graduate within a year, or
No, it's
hardly
actually
found
pretty good. I mean, in the end, you know, some students do struggle a little bit, and then usually it is possible to extend the visa and the permits, because yeah, sometimes that happens. For some students, this type of education is so different than what they're used to, just that they need a little bit more time, and there are a lot of possibilities. It's not like we most students graduate in a year, I have to say, but we always have a small group of students who take a bit longer, but that's also fine.
Is there any maximum regulation? For example, only maximum 2 years or 1.5 years?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think it's 2 years max.
2
Yeah.
years.
And
Okay.
it also
So they can
depends
postpone if they have any reason. They can postpone their study, and then they can
They
continue.
can, but it also depends on the amount of credits that they obtained so far, because that's linked to the visa requirements from the immigration office. Yeah.
Yeah, understood. Well, I saw Dian open her mic, her
Yeah.
camera moment.
Camera.
Dian, would you like to discuss anything with Marisa? Well, because when we are talking, I saw Dian opened the camera, so I thought, oh, maybe she would like to jump into the discussion, and I keep talking. Dian, would you like to share something with Marisa, or no response from Dian? Okay, I think we have only few minutes left. Is there anyone who would like to discuss anything about Rotterdam, about student life there, about I don't know, the the problems that that students get in Rotterdam? Is there? I think no further questions. Yeah, if I see there is no further question, then I will end this discussion. What do you think, Marisa? Or do you have any
Yeah, I think
message
so.
or additional message for the students? Final message for them to why they should apply? Or I know you have the full set of frustration, but yeah.
Well, I mean, I do realize that there are some students who depend on the scholarship, and then there are probably also students who do not necessarily depend on external aids. But I think when you're making your decision, make sure to choose something that you like. Don't choose something because of maybe your family pressures you to do something, or maybe you feel like, yeah, I really want to do that because I think I'm gonna make a lot of money. Just choose something that you like and that you will finish, because in the end your degree is what matters. And then also, I think, consider the city that you will be based in, because also within the Netherlands there is quite some difference in how open certain cities are towards international students. Rotterdam has always been a working class city, so already attracted different types of people from everywhere. It's really a melting pot of different cultures, and I think everyone can feel at home here, whether you were born and raised here or whether you just moved to Rotterdam. So that's something to consider, I think.
Thank you, Marisa. That's a nice closing. Well, thank you everyone for being here. I hope what we share this afternoon will, yeah, you can get something from it, and we really hope that you are, best luck for all of you with the LOA and then with applying for the scholarship. Hope to see you all in the Netherlands, maybe
Yeah,
during
hope so.
student day or anything. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. I'll close my camera. Bye bye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you for joining.